Highstyle Sundays, what's going on? You know what's going on. We got Lexchapo in the building.
Yes.
How you feeling?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Appreciate you letting us come through.
Yes, thank you.
First of all, for everybody that doesn't know who you are, tell them, who you are.
Yes, well, yeah. Y'all heard it before. It's your girl, Lexchapo. If y'all don't know who I am, one of West Baltimore's greatest. I mean, I don't know how much further that can go, but, yeah. Extensive line in the music here in Baltimore. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and got the clothing, got a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Right.
Community activist, just trying to be a positive role model to young ladies and stuff, in the community, and just keep a positive mindset, positive aura, all those things. So that's just who I am. That's who your girl Lexchapo is. Just, yeah. Yes.
That's dope. Alright. So you said West Baltimore, right?
Yes.
So what was it like growing up in West Baltimore then?
It's so funny because it was interesting. Growing up in the part of West Baltimore where I grew up, like I was in between Ballbrook, Forest Park, the Woods, then it's like all the way across with the county. So you could go somewhere to go get like nice stuff,
right.
But where you lived at wasn't always like the best of the best. So, I mean, it was cool, but I always stuck to my guns. Like I always carried my cello walking home. Like I always was into music. I was always around people, at a young age that were exposed to like street life, to drugs, things like that. But I always stuck to who I was as a person. So.
And what did you want to be growing up as a kid?
I wanted to be like Britney Spears, like Rihanna. Like I always wanted to be a performer. I always knew that I would be a music artist. Like I always knew that I would be on the stage. I always knew I would be in lights. Like I always knew I would have a big party, like how Tiana Taylor had her Sweet 16 on MTV. Like I remember stuff like that growing up. It's like that stuff I always envisioned, like for myself. I always envisioned myself being very famous. Yes.
And now being, where you're at now, right?
Yes.
Can you say that you somewhat accomplished some of your goals?
Some of them, hometown famous, definitely growing to that. When I go out of town and stuff like that, I definitely gain like a lot of fans and things. So I always receive positive energy back to me, like putting myself out there. So I do feel like, yes, I'm starting to accomplish that, but I haven't really broke yet. And I know that's because I'm still molding and forming into the artist that I'm becoming. So, yeah.
So, and you said hometown famous. So when did you first realize that, like, people are taking notice of what you're doing?
When I was in Giant one time, and I posted a video, but I posted it like 12 o'clock at night. And somebody was like, I just saw you in the Giant. I lied and said I was in another Giant. They were like, I just saw you in the Giant. I'm like, wait a minute. All right, so it's getting to that point. When I would go to the store and stuff, people would stop me, or kids would stop me and like say things to me and stuff. Or people, would just reference some of my songs. They'll come see me at my jobs. So that's when I realized that, and my fan base also brought people to local places, that I worked at and stuff. So that's when I realized, my impact, yeah.
And when did you start making music?
Honestly, like recording in the studio, I dabbled in high school like a little bit. I would like rap in English class and play around. But in elementary school, like I would sing, I would play my cello, I would like get into like classical music and things like that. When it came to the rap side of things, when I started working with Scooter, so I started working with him, and then in his passing and things like that, it just made me just say, it's just, it's time for me to outwardly pursue my music talents and things that I have, naturally within myself. So I began to get in the booth and get in the studio when I moved to Atlanta with Jay Fetty, which was actually one of Scooter's engineers and producers. So, yeah, that's how my career started. Yeah.
And they called you YBS Lex for a little bit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Still definitely in the name. I mean, just definitely a part of the, yes, there it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
How'd you get started with all of that part?
So getting started with that part really was just like my relationship with, God rest his soul, my brother. Ali. Ali was a person that really just embraced me at a point in time in my life where I didn't really have an outlet, have anybody really to go to, and he just gave me such a sense of family. you know. He just kind of just took me under his wing, and just at a point in time in my life where I really didn't have anybody and things like that, you know, just really gave me a sense of family. And he put me in position to be around Scooter, and Scooter had asked him, look, hey, like, I want her to be my assistant. So, you know, I just became Scooter's assistant from that point. Started like assistant Scola, you know, Chino with like little things. So there's a really great sense of family. So I mean, that's how I really got started with that. And it's just, I mean, that's just family. Like, you know, everybody doing their thing. I'm doing my thing, you know. So, but yep.
And at that same time, you're still recording music, right?
Yes. Yep.
And how would you say your music has grown from when you know, was back then recording to now?
Yes, I've definitely considered my music has grown because I've become more comfortable in the booth and like the booth setting, like moving towards having a studio of my own, professing my musical aspect of things, going back to school at Morgan, you know, practicing more with my music and stuff. So I feel that my coordination kind of like and my compositions have become much better with my music. So I'm able to create beats, I'm able to create a more unison sound, you know, and things like that.
So is there any challenges you ever face when you're creating music?
Yes, the challenge is sitting down, focusing, and writing. I be having so much on my mind, I don't even know where to start, like, to write. Like, that'll be the biggest thing, yeah.
And getting off your music a little bit, you see you got the shorts,
yes!
and you got drinks, so tell us about this Trap
Yes! Trap Bunnies Apparel, something that's been in the making for quite some time. You know, I got my hats, got my shorts, got the everyday wear, the everyday look. Trap Bunnies isn't just a brand, it's an everyday lifestyle. So you're going to have the Trap Bunnies fitness, you're going to have, you know, the Trap Bunnies apparel you can wear in the house, you know. Girls, you can just chill in the house and be cute, you know. Head always got to be right, you know, but you get it right real quick, you know what I'm saying, with this. So get on my level. Then you can have your, you know, your alcoholic drink. Like I said, it's a lifestyle. You know, we got the bunny juice. Get into the lifestyle.
And how does the name Trap Bunnies relate to, you know, your Lexchapo?
Trap Bunnies, just because of the turbulence I have faced just as a woman, as an artist, as a young woman growing up in the city of Baltimore. I embrace that is a part of most people's beginning, most people's success, most people's everything. You know, you have greats like Jada Pinkett, you have Tupac. I went to the Baltimore School for the Arts, so it's just the rose that comes out of the concrete, you know. So trap is just a symbol of what we have to do daily, how much harder we have to work daily, consistently, in order to make our dreams, you know, come true. And the bunny is something I just relate with. It's positive, it's pure. It represents reproduction, fertility, joy, you know, and just an abundance of growth. So, yeah.
Now, where can people go and find?
Yes. You can purchase your Trap Bunnies apparel at www.trapbunnies.com. The website is launched, it's posted, so stay tuned on the website. You can go ahead and check on there for purchases of all the items I have listed. Yeah.
And what's do you feel there's an importance of having, you know, the business side, the music side, having all these?
Yes.
What's the importance of that?
The importance of that is because the music side will probably only bring you 10% of your wealth within the first 1 to 5 years. All of the other avenues give you the wealth you need to sustain what you need to market the music. It's extremely important. It goes hand in hand. So if you don't want to work a 9 to 5 while you're creating the music, it's going to be a 1 to 5 year period before you blow as an artist. It's not saying that your records aren't great. It's not saying that, no, but it's how the cycle works. Sometimes it takes people a shorter period of time, but we notice sometimes some people shorter period of time, shorter music career. Some people, when we look back at the roots of them, they've been doing it. So consistency, you know, is what the key is, but also having the financial structure and the base. So if I'm an artist that has a brand, it's Lexchapo and the Trap Bunnies, okay, I have Bunny Juice, I have SOS Grill, which is my food portion of my business, Trap Bunnies Apparel, which is my clothing part, I have Bunny So Sage, which is my holistic part. That's 4 different avenues that I've created under one umbrella. So just that $1 million mindset. I have things, I have products I want to bring to people, my ideas I just want to bring in the light. So definitely the business, and the music definitely go hand in hand. It's definitely, a lifestyle. So.
And saying all of that, I know you mentioned like, growing up in the city as a woman. Do you ever feel like you were, held back or, maybe cut off from moving forward in your business, maybe trying to push it? Because a lot of women out in Baltimore don't have the same ambition as you have. So.
Yeah. And it's crazy, I definitely can say that because I feel like before you even enter the room, you're labeled as somebody that needs something anyway. So people are going to treat you like you need something. They're not going to treat you like you know the difference between 2 and 2. So I definitely have felt that a lot of times there were avenues that could have been opened if people were looking for people that are trying to do something positive out of the hood. Yeah, definitely. But that's where just having the perseverance to just keep trying and just keep doing it no matter what anybody says. If you know that God is giving you the vision and you see yourself helping millions of people, do what you got to do to position yourself to helping those, those millions of people. So I don't want to get rich because I want a whole lot of cars. I have nice things, but it's also to give back to people in abundance. Every time I always get lump sums, I always just find myself just giving back, to people. So that's where the joy comes in it. Definitely giving back.
And I know you were talking about the stuff you do for charity and whatnot. Talk about some of the times you giving back, whatever you may have done for charity.
Yeah, I actually have young ladies that I closely mentor. That I've taken directly like under my wing, and I've seen them through middle all the way to high school, now to college. So, that's something that I've really done, and, just alongside just community events within the avenue, and things where I can be active and can be a person that's there, I just always try to be there, so.
And do you have any, future ambitions you want to hope to do, more on charity?
Definitely, a lot. I would love to own a building, to have an art center of my own. People don't always get accepted to the Baltimore School for the Arts or get accepted to Carver and have the opportunity to be around instruments and the programs and stuff like that. So I would love to open up an art center. I would love to open up all new rec centers. And I'm looking to the city for money for that. I just want places that kids can have refuge. The problem is people don't have refuge and places to go to let that anger out. Let's say that somebody is occupying the playground doing activities that they not supposed to be doing. It's something that we can't always inhibit at a time, and that's the reality of things. Give the children somewhere to go to. So that's what really my goal and ambition is, to definitely be able to do that. The young women be able to do a newfound Girl Scouts, things like that. I really see the Bunny being just an all-around thing, a new house or roof. I want to have houses, places where women can go to. They in a domestic situation, a bad relationship, you got somewhere that you can come to, so I see big things with it.
And saying that, so what advice, I'm not gonna say just to young women, say to everybody generally. So what advice could you give to up and coming people that may want to take the same avenue that you have taken?
Advice I can give anybody that wants to take the avenue I've taken is to be patient and to also walk away. Sometimes having the last word, or sometimes being the person that's the biggest person or the bigger of the persons or got with the person, doesn't always matter and solve the issue at hand. Life is about chess, not checkers. So that would be my advice to anybody. Any situation you in and you feeling like it's a fight or flight, just walk away. That's my advice.
And how do you feel about Baltimore not being as big as Atlanta, LA, all those other places, but yet we have so much talent here?
It's crazy. We've actually come a very, very, very long way.
True.
Very long way. I have an interview that I did a few years ago, and I was in Atlanta, and I was talking about this. And this is right before Izzy got signed. You got to think the Creek Boys got signed. We got to think Roddy Rax has gotten signed. there's so many other people even in between that have been signed or looked at. So it's, again, here goes that when you start your career, artists got to know it's that 1 to 5 years that it's going to take for that, maybe that first hit you made in your first or second year that's going to pop. That's just how the cycle works. So right now, Baltimore has to understand we're building the foundation for a solidity in the music field and music career. Like when I see music festivals and they still not coming to Baltimore, I'll be like, dang. But they'll come to DC and they'll come to Virginia and stuff. But it's okay, because in the next, I'm telling you, in the next 5 to 7 years, we're going to be the Mecca. CIAA was supposed to be our way to break into the music industry. We lost our opportunity because of COVID. So it's just all about chess, not checkers. We're definitely up next for a lot of live talent. Like, we definitely hear a lot of artists stealing our swag, stealing our lingo. You know, people love to say the tune. Like, they wish that they could just say it naturally. Like, it's just a lot of stuff that Baltimore people have. So that's why I just tell people, just be yourself. Being yourself just gets you such a long way. We are definitely much further than we were a few years ago. So.
True. All right. So, is there any like future projects we can look forward to? Any music? Anything you can let us know?
Plenty of music that I've just been holding in the vault. Stay tuned. I'm gonna be dropping. But it's definitely a lot. It's definitely a lot in the vault. But I think that after I drop a lot of this rap, you know, that I have and stuff like that, like, I'm definitely going to be making a transition in my career. So definitely a nice transition into, you know, a different side of things, like maybe more like R&B-ish. So I'm going to dump out the Bunny vault. I'm going to get it out of my chest, and then I'm definitely about to, you know, move my way over to some R&B and stuff, I think. Yeah. Yes.
Any last shout outs you want to give out or anything?
Shout out to everybody that's tuned in to this amazing platform, Highstyle Sundays. If you're not in the loop, you're just out of tune with what's going on. This is what's hot. This is what's new. Get on it. That's what I'm shouting out. Everybody that's tuning into this exclusive wave right now. That's what I'm going to shout out.
Right,
yes.
I heard it first. We got the exclusive Lexchapo interview.
Yes.
Go ahead and cop your track bunny hats, you know, get your drinks. You know, she got it all for you. Shorts, headbands, anything you need, you know. And make sure you grab that Maboka. You know what's going on. Appreciate you letting us, you know, come out, check out what you got going on.
Anything you need. Yes.
To go against a big dog that can get you touched. Siren supply in need a dushy Dutch. Lexchapo come around, you ran out of luck. Got you saved as freak, but I'm all in his sheets. I'm talking every night, touchdown, game night.